We are already in the 5th Sunday of Lent. Technically, it is the last Sunday because next week will be Palm Sunday. And you know, Lent is one continuous pilgrimage. It is one continuous journey. And the message keeps on building up until we go to Holy Week. So where are we now? What is the Lord revealing to us after 5 Sundays of Lent? I would like first to share a simple story. You know, I was invited to give a recollection to a workplace. So, maganda, no? Office, tower, corporate, and parang ayun nga, no? Mag-recollection daw kami. Pero humili si Father, sabi ko, is there a chance for us to insert confession? Kahit 1 hour lang. Tingnan lang natin. Baka merong pumila. So, we did the 1 hour. I was given 1 hour. I was put in a separate room. And the line did not stop. They had to cut it after 1.5 hours because hindi na matutuloy yung recollection. No, and we had to I just advised them to hear confession some other place. But the thing about that encounter, which was standing out for me, is that normally when I hear confession, and what's the first thing you ask in confession? What is the first thing you say to the priest? Naku, walang sumasagot, parang Panginoon mo sa...
Please forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Lent na po, 5 Sundays na po tayo. What do you say to the priest? The first thing, I have sinned. My last confession. My last confession was... And normally what I hear is a month, a few months, half a year. And then every now and then you get, you know, the long, yung matagal na minumumpisan. Bakit lang? But for some reason, in that workplace, people were telling me, Father, my last confession was 10 years ago. Father, my last confession was 15 years ago. One person said, Father, I can't even remember when was the last time I went to confession. And whenever that is presented to me, I always ask, may tumatawag, hindi ko na pinapatamaan. But I always ask, why? What changed? How come that after so long that you delayed on this sacrament, why now? Why in this moment? And you know, they would say, Father, gusto ko naman talaga, kaso natatakot po ako. Father, gusto ko naman talaga, pero wala po kasi akong kasama, nahihiya po ako. Father, I want to go, but I already forgot how to do it. Baka pagalitan ako ni Father. And so many other reasons. But then I persist, so why? Why now? And one of them said something that remains in my heart until now. He said, Father, kasi wala na kaming palusot. Kayo na ang lumapit sa akin. Because I went to their place of work. Nandun na sila. Wala na silang kawala. Si Father na yung pumunta sa kanila. And you know, in my mind, I said, no, it was God who went to you. I was just sent to you. And I want to emphasize that because all this Lent is but, you know, God coming closer. And as He comes closer, the more He is doing in our lives, and also the more He is asking from us. Do you remember the Sunday, the Gospel last Sunday? 3 Sundays ago, 2 Sundays ago, 3rd Sunday of Lent. Oh, wala na. Ayaw mo hulahan. Ayaw matawag. Jesus went to the well, and who did he meet? A Samaritan woman. That woman was ostracized and judged by her community because she was living an immoral life. She had 5 husbands, and the present man she was with, she was not even married to. So people avoided her, they judged her, and they neglected her. But because Jesus chose to encounter that woman, because he reached out to that woman and used that woman to be the one to tell Samaria the good news, her place was restored in her community. She was accepted again. She was healed of her social and communitarian problems. The healing happened outside. Last Sunday, what did we hear? Tandaan niyo pa? A man born blind was healed by Jesus. This time, the healing was something inside. And not just something inside, but a defect that he was born with. It was not his fault. Because we can say that to the Samaritan woman, it was her fault that she became like that. But the blind man, he was born blind. It wasn't his fault, and the healing was internal. It was his own body. So from outside to inside. Now, we hear Jesus opening a tomb and reviving a person. As I said, it's progressing. The story is building up. It's also an encounter of healing and restoration. But what did he bring back? What did he bring back, and how does that apply to you? Because I promise you, for every single person here, you have a tomb. There's a space in your heart that is not touched by sunlight, that is so dark and hidden, that sometimes you pretend so well that it doesn't exist that you even forget that it's there. But it's there. It's different for each and every one of you. But the Lord sees that too. And He says, I want that. That's the part I want. Yes, you've given me your career, you've given me your family life, you've surrendered to me everything else. But there's still that hidden place that you just won't open. There's still that spot in your heart that is decaying and dying, that the Lord sees. Even if you don't want to look at it, the Lord still sees it. And He's asking us, I've healed your relationships, I've healed parts of yourself. Now let's finish the job and let's get that part healed. It can be traumas from early childhood. It can be experiences of abuse. It can be whatever it is that makes you feel that you are especially sinful. Yung mga bagay na feeling ko, pag nalaman ng ibang tao to about me, they will not look at me the same way. Magbabago yung tingin nila sa akin. Mga kasalanan na ginagawa mo when no one is looking, things in your mind that are always there, and you wonder, bakit ako ganito? These things, whatever it is, you keep it in a tomb and you seal it off because you don't want to let it out. But the Lord is telling us, I also want that. But here's the thing. It has to be us who rolls away the stone. Remember in the gospel, Jesus asked them, take away the stone. He could have done it himself. He could have used his powers, his miracles to take away the stone. But the Lord asked the people, take away the stone. one thing God cannot do for us. You can't just ask God to take over everything, because it has to come with a decision to open everything. It has to be us who rolls away the stone. And you know what Martha said? Lord, the body has been dead for 4 days. It will be decaying and there will be a stench. And that's what we are afraid of, right? The stench. We are afraid that the stench will turn people away, will destroy us. But Jesus persists and says, take away the stone. Because He is telling us, you know what? My love for you right now will be the same after you roll away the stone. How much I love you right now, after you let me see that part of you, it will be the same. And if you don't believe it, just jump to the climax of this journey. Where does Lent end? On the cross. That is Jesus proving to us that He already loves us. Even as we are still sinners, He already died for us. That is the Lord assuring us that I can take the stench. I can take whatever it is you are hiding there. My love for you will not move, not even a small amount. I will love you perfectly and constantly. The cross is but an appeal to our trust. Sinasabi ng Diyos sa atin, ibigay niyo na sa akin yan. Dahil kahit hindi niyo pa binibigay, I already died for you. That's how much I love you. So my dear brothers and sisters, as we progress through Lent, as we move to the last 2 weeks, let us continue to examine ourselves. Give up as much as we can. And perhaps, like those confessees who waited 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, takot kumapit kay Father dahil takot silang mabahuan si Father sa kanilang mga kasalanan. I hope Lent 2023 and Easter 2023 will finally be the time that that tomb is open, so that God can revive you fully and completely. May God